are welcome to this class. In this class, we are going to look at how Gumi's Aide made millions negotiating for terrorists. For this class, we are going to see everything. Today, it was a court and there were so many revelations. For this class, I will teach you everything in my own way. Let's get started. How he made millions negotiating for terrorists. We'll see everything. Make we start. How Gumi's Aide, Toku Mamu, made millions negotiating for terrorists. According to SSS, that is DSS, the terrorists behind the Kaduna train attack did not only negotiate ransom. They did not only negotiate ransom. They also offered their negotiator, Toku Mamu, a 50 million personal share. He benefited from the ransom. He benefited from the attack that killed some people. He benefited from the attacks where we say some people were in captivity for months. He benefited. Not only negotiating, he benefited allegedly. Yes, 50 million naira. If you know here and where, officially. The offer came from Shugaba, the leader of the terrorist group that attacked the train during Muhammadu Buhari.
Gunmen have released 11 passengers who were abducted during a train attack in northern Nigeria at the end of March, a government minister has said. However, dozens are thought to remain in captivity. Armed gangs, known locally as bandits, attacked the train near the northern city Kaduna on March 28th. Video released by the suspected bandits has since shown a number of people in captivity who identified themselves as passengers from the train.
And I'm talking on behalf of the students. Government should please crime inside it. Thank you.
Which school are you?
I'm a student of Kaduna State University.
What is wrong? What is wrong?
I'm not
In which state?
Kaduna State.
Where are you staying?
I'm schooling in Kaduna State.
Which course?
Agriculture.
You will have a listening ear and accede to what the populace are talking about.
Oh, my name is Adedeji. I was going to Kaduna for IHU.
Mu ne fasinja da muka taso daga Abuja zuwa Kaduna ranar Litinin. Akwai tsoffi wanda yake isa gwamnati da a dalilin da muka shiga wannan hukunci na rayuwa.
See, this was not guesswork. It was played in court. Now court matter with the talk so. From real voice note, taken from Mamu's phones and tablets. This thing with the talk so now evidence where they tender for court. No be say anybody they guess. Okay? The phone message. Waiting in the phone. In the first voice note, Mamu fixed a date for ransom delivery. Say on so date I will deliver the ransom from the family of the victim. In the second, Shugaba praised him, the head of the terrorist, the leader of the terrorist group, praised him. They told him, remove 50 million naira for yourself from the ransom money before you give us. Come off 50 million naira. You have done a great work. In another voice note, their spokesperson, Baba Adamu, asked him for speakers, help us buy speakers, and a public address system for their preaching. And they also asked him to teach them something shocking. What was that thing? How to open a website for their terrorist activities. As I said, they tagged him for good negotiation. Then, the secret instruction. What is that? But the court has something more serious. What did they hear? Something the government called key part of the case. What is this thing? Make I show you. According to the government, Mamu advised the terrorists not to negotiate directly with the government official committee. Don't negotiate with them because at that time when there was uproar, people they shout, family they cry. Government set up a committee to negotiate with the terrorists. He told them, say, don't negotiate with them. And this committee was set up by the chief of defense staff then to do what? To adult talks for the release of the victims. Instead, he told them, say, make them negotiate directly with the families of those in captivity. No talk to the government committee. Negotiate with the family so that I go dey involved in the negotiation. The government told the court this change gave him personal access to ransom discussions, confirmations, and deliveries. And that shift from official negotiation to private family middleman negotiation benefited him financially. This is the allegation at the center of the case, in case you don't know. Next, airport scene at Egypt. When Mamu was intercepted in Egypt, because he come up from Nigeria, be like say, no, say, they don't dey trail am. Then they call interceptor. Be like say, they call make call from Nigeria, say, arrest him. That was on his way to Saudi Arabia. He made a phone call while they held him. He placed a phone call. What was in the phone call? Not a normal call. He told his in-law, Mubarak Tinja, to move cash, cars, and valuables from his house. Because if they see this thing from my house, where I go talk say, I get the money, where I take buy them. Move them fast. Move them fast, Mubarak. Move them fast. They don't hold me for Egypt. Move them fast before security agents arrive. When they hold am for Egypt, he know why they hold am. No say na Nigeria government. Now they hard work with this. Quickly call home. I beg go fast. Guilty conscience. Luckily, SSS traced everything back. They traced everything. All cash, cars, and valuables. During the secret search, what do they recover? They recovered about $300,000. Local currencies and foreign currencies. They recover cars. Which car? Camry Muscle, Peugeot 508, Lexus, Mercedes E350, Hyundai, a pop assault gun whose license had already expired as at the time when they go search that place. All were tendered in court. All this thing where they tell you for yes, so they were tendered in court according to the report. Mamu admitted giving the order to move valuables. He admitted it. He admitted the communications. He admitted the gun was his. But the most painful part, victims themselves wrote statements but refused to appear in court. Why they refused? They said they were too afraid, also traumatized. Their voices now sit in files. What they wrote now sit in files, admitted as evidence. It's linked to Sheikh Gumi because everywhere is to Sheikh Gumi. You can't call him name without calling Gumi. Who was this guy to Gumi? We could see. But there is another part of this story, one that Nigerians cannot ignore. We not also ignore for this class. Okay? Because Tuku Mamu was not just a negotiator. He was widely known as the media aide, as spokesperson of the Kaduna cleric, Sheikh Ahmad Gumi. Okay? A man who became famous, I'm talking about Gumi, nationwide for meeting bandit leaders in the bush, in the forest, are speaking openly about negotiations. Negotiate with them. Negotiate with them. He's still saying it tomorrow. And as you can see in this class, one of his aides is an expert negotiator for terrorists. The man who defended them everywhere, I'm talking about Sheikh Gumi. This person, Tuku Mamu, na he aide. Mamu arranged interviews for Gumi. He issued public statements on Gumi's behalf. He handled communication with journalists on his behalf. And he appeared with Gumi at several public engagements, including some of the cleric's notable visits to bandit-controlled areas. So when the SS told the court that the same person handling Gumi media work was also exchanging voice notes with the trained attack terrorists, Nigeria people, how did Gumi's spokesman, the man who communicated for him, became the one accused of receiving ransom, also collecting his own share without rejecting it, even advising them don't talk to government directly, talk to the family, because as long as they want to talk to the family directly, it will involve it. And they agree. You are not even counseling them on what to do. This question is still waiting for answer. What is going on in the cycle of the Gumis? So you can see, March 21st, 2024, who is Tuku Mamu, Gumi's aide, indicted for terrorism financing. Maybe me put Gumi's name. If you call this name, you must call Gumi. This name is complete for media if you don't put this name, because now they pay no one. As you can see, Sheikh Gumi's aide, Tuku Mamu, thwarted Nigeria government's efforts to release adopted train passengers. Made victims pay $200,000. Presidential committee member, now they stay this thing so against this man. This was October 7th, 2022. As you can see, Gumi's aide, Tuku Mamu, told terrorists to demand money before releasing Abuja Kaduna train passengers. DH2 committee member reviews. Just showing you evidences. Nobody manufacture these things. This is an instance of another aide entirely. We don't know his name. This woman don't talk the name. Allegedly, this woman. That time, they kidnapped college students for Kaduna. And this woman, they kidnapped her pikin. And now they tell her, say, allegedly, according to the woman, go Gumi's house, they go fit help you. Now you go there. They call waffle animal where go help her negotiate. Listen to her.
And I just they do meeting, they do committee meeting, then carry us to Gumi Aide and we do meeting. He said we could meet Ahmed, I forgot the name. They invite one thing that they come and we gather money, almost 800,000. We'll give her. He said that one is a transport motor. And I started crying. He said me and be wisdom and don't have husband. I don't train this boy to help me tomorrow. Please, he said that one no concern. Who will be the person? The person is a Fulani. They invite it come for one office for Kaduna. We just tried the beggar. He said no. He said until you pay so amount. He said we don't have much. He said almost 500 million.
Initially, they asked, they were after the government paying that money, 500 million. So after, anytime they call, like me in particular, they kept calling me, Madam, Kijeki Magana, the government, that I should go and talk to the government so that they will go and pay that money. So all I kept telling them was, I am a widow. I cannot have access to the government. Maybe if my husband were to be alive, maybe you know somebody who will help him to talk to the government. But I am a widow. I cannot have access to the government. So when they kept calling me for almost 2 weeks, I kept telling them the same thing. So at the end, they started calling that, okay, how much have you people gathered? I said, how much? Who are the people you are talking about? They said, the parents. I said, no. We are poor people. Most of us are widows, and even those that have their husbands and those that even have their wives, they cannot. They are petty. They are peasants. So they don't have any money to contribute. So he said, oh, you people, if government does not pay, I said, all we are trying to do is to see if the government can assist us. Okay, are you saying that if the government does not pay, you people will allow you to leave your children? Okay, we have already killed one. That was what he told.
Just as an instance. What did they go on for Nigeria? Before we leave here, flashback of 2022 attack. Remember that the attack where happened for March 2022. Now train were full of innocent Nigerians. 8 people died because of this terrorist attack. 168 persons were missing. Till the last 3 were freed 6 months later. For this type of atrocity, where you also know, say people died. They kidnapped people, they did captivity for months. They say Mamu took ransom, made for hostages, and he hid part of the money in his Kaduna home, allegedly. What is it actually charged with? It's charged with collecting $420,000 and 21 million naira, concealing terrorism funds, communicating with Boko Haram spokesperson, that is terrorist spokesperson, breaking the Terrorism Prevention Act 2022, but pleaded not guilty. Well, the trial they continue, the truth they unfold slowly, painfully, and Nigeria is watching how they go handle this matter. Okay, this is the story of the Kaduna train attack ransom. This is the story of the 50 million offer. This is the story the court is now hearing. One voice note at a time. My people, stay alert, look we see, stay informed, and Nigeria must never forget. Okay, if you want to read the news, can run straight to Premium Times, go read them. Also, you can read it here too. That is Sahara Reporters. How terrorist negotiator Toku Mamu received 50 million naira from bandits leader, wanted to create website for them. DSS witness. What do you think? Drop up a comment section. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Thank you.